Hi, everybody. Welcome to Inspiring Journeys by Miyara Health. This is our episode 6, and today we have Vantika Singh with us from Switzerland. Hi, Vantika. How are you doing?
Hi, Gayatri. I'm doing good. The weather is fabulous today, and it's a good opportunity to talk about autism with you.
Yes, this is April 2nd is Autism Awareness Day, and this whole month is Autism Awareness Month. So it is a topic that we want to bring awareness about through Miyara Health. Firstly, can you just tell us a little about yourself, Vantika?
Well, yes, my full name is Vantika Singh. I was working in Mumbai before I shifted and made this big move to Switzerland around 10 years ago.
Okay.
And then I was working as the communications head at Deloitte Consulting at the Powai office. And then I kind of had to give up my job, move here, and look for a new one. Incidentally, they don't have too many opportunities for people who are not um, fluent in German and other languages. So I took a short course in German, and then I had my son. So I'm a mother to a 7-year-old boy. And life has drastically changed since then because at the age of 3, he was diagnosed with autism.
Okay.
And then it was a struggle. It was a struggle for quite some time. But when I got the right support, I had some time to myself. And then I started with my events company that's called Magic Dots. And then later on, I progressed to food blogging because of COVID lockdown. Of course, so many food blogs came up because of that. And I also freelance at fashion brands, which is pretty new. It's 4 months old.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So it's all basically freelance and self-independence. Whenever I have the flexibility and time, I do all this.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what is needed.
Yeah.
Um, so let us go back to your son, and can you tell us a little bit of how he got diagnosed? How did you realize this, and what was his journey of treatment? How did you go about that?
Well, see, the symptoms in autism sometimes are visible, sometimes they're
Okay.
visible with time.
Okay.
So the initial phase is when people are very confused because we started noticing delays after, say, 15, 16 months
Okay.
when the normal growth chart says your child should walk by this time. And, he was
Mm,
not walking. My son was not walking.
okay.
And I realized that at 16, 17, 18 months, he stopped responding to his name,
Okay.
which was a big red flag for me.
Okay.
And so we went to the child's hospital in Zurich.
Yeah.
Before that, we went to the pediatrician, actually. This is the
Okay.
first step for any parent here.
Yeah.
When you realize that something is not on track with your child, you consult your pediatrician.
Yeah.
That pediatrician will send you to the experts in the children's hospital in Zurich.
Okay.
So they kind of loop you into the entire process. And
Mhm.
then the first contact with was with Frau Schäfer, who's
Okay.
the head of the Entwicklungs department, which is the delayed uh, growth of kids department in the Children's Hospital in Zurich.
Okay.
So they have a team of researchers, and there are some
Mm,
senior people who kind of monitor it. So when they did a screening for my son,
okay.
they saw delays, and they
Mm,
saw that he's lacking communication, he's lacking
yeah.
focus. So they wanted to be sure and check all the boxes before they give me a confirmed diagnosis. So it started at 16 months, where they would call my son after every 6 months to monitor him and also talk to us and know more about his behavior,
Okay.
know more about our situation, so
Mm-hmm.
that he could understand it better.
Yeah.
And this happened every 6 months. And finally, after 1.5 years,
Mm-hmm.
they had a screening for, say, 30 minutes. And there were
Okay.
like two senior people who were monitoring my son, interacting with him, trying to gauge his behavior over these 1.5 years. And then they called us for the result after, say, 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then because autism, the spectrum is so broad, so
Yeah.
the child can have mild, medium, severe, or anywhere between this range. So
Okay.
Advay was diagnosed with medium to severe, but on the
Mhm.
medium side.
Okay.
And with therapies, severe can go down to medium and medium can go down to mild.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. So then he started therapy after that regularly, and was it at the hospital or did you do some therapy at home?
Well, no, we were very amateur about autism. We had no clue what autism is. And now, if I speak after 7 years or say 4 years of knowing it, because he was diagnosed at the age of 3,
Yeah.
now I'm pretty confident to tell you that the therapies don't start when they kind of detect delays. They will only connect you to therapies, generic therapies like ergotherapy, occupational
Okay.
therapy, where your child learns how to balance himself, which helps him coordinate his body movements, which helps him to walk if he's not walking. My son
Yeah.
walked at 24 months, you know,
Okay.
24, 25 months, and it took a lot of time for us.
Yeah.
Then they will connect you to therapists in your neighborhood. Every neighborhood has a
Yeah.
kinderpraxis.
Yeah.
So the pediatrician connects you to a practice where the therapist will kind of give you a 1 hour time, because they need to give equal time to other kids as well. And
Yeah.
then they will do play therapy with your kids, where they interact, they make you learn new crafts, new
Okay.
things, to arouse interest in the kids,
Yeah.
focus, and so on. So
Okay.
this is how the therapies initially started. And when he was diagnosed, then the logopedy started, because he was not speaking at all. Then
Okay.
we were connected to the ABA therapy group and the FIAS group. So you can select whatever option you want. We chose FIAS, which
Okay.
is an intensive therapy program, a residential therapy for 3 weeks for the entire family in Mutens, Basel.
Okay. Yeah.
What I have seen is Basel is the core
Okay.
center for autism. They have so many things
Ah,
happening there that is not
okay.
available in Zurich right now.
Zurich. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
And they do
yeah.
offer couple counseling as well, one on one, because we forget that not only the child, the parents also
Yeah.
need counseling in this tough time, because they lose track, they don't know what's happening. It's too much of stress every day.
Yes.
So that also helps.
Okay. So this is a 3 week residential program for the whole family, and it includes training the parents also to teach the what they need to do with the children and training the children to some extent. Is that right?
Exactly. So what they do
Yeah.
is, there is a room with only wooden toys, no music, no battery operated toys, because they don't want to make it easy for the child. You press a button and then you get what you want. They want
Yeah.
the child to make an effort to reach out, and it's all based on play therapy.
Ah,
They don't believe in PECs, the pictures through which the
okay.
child learns to communicate. They have a different therapy altogether, where they will do activities, play activities with the child in the room. It's a
Okay.
closed room, and there are glasses from which you can see the child. What is he doing inside? The
Okay.
child cannot know what's happening outside. It's soundproof.
Okay.
And then the video record every session that happens,
Yeah.
and it's a non-stop therapy that goes from Monday to Sunday, then Monday to Sunday. The weekends are short therapies, but Monday to Friday is the full day therapy.
Okay.
And we get a hands-on training, because initially we observe how my child is with the therapist inside, and
Okay.
then after 2 to 3 days we are allowed to go inside
Okay.
and interact with the child alone, and the therapists move out,
Ah,
and we
okay.
have to do the same as the therapists do.
Okay.
Yes,
So
so
that
this
you
is how we
can,
get trained.
yeah, and then you can replicate this in the house when once you finish the program.
Exactly.
Yeah, interesting. So now where is so after this therapy you came back obviously to Zurich, you're doing this at home, and now after 4 years, at what stage is he uh, in this process of, is he integrated in the regular school or
I want to make it very clear that, see, be it any disability or be it
Yes.
any special needs that your child faces, acceptance is the first step, because
Yes.
you put your expectations on the child. Why can't he go to the regular school? Why can't he do things that the neurotypical kids do? No, that's why he's
Yeah.
autistic. That's why he has a special needs. Uh, his brain genetically is made in a different way.
Yes.
So please don't give yourself stress, because your stress passes on to the kids as well.
Hmm.
Uh, the journey with Advay was tough, but he's a happy-go-lucky kid. See, the spectrum is very broad. All autistic kids are different.
Yeah.
Some may be loud, some may be happy, some may be speaking verbal, some may be non-verbal. Sorry, my son is non-verbal,
Okay.
but he's good at other things, So every child will be good at some
Yes.
things and won't be the same.
Yeah.
So we were very happy to put him in a daycare which specializes in kids with autism and other disabilities.
Okay.
At least we were confident enough that if he's in that premises, he will not be harmed. They take proper care.
Yeah.
But they're not autism experts. They are
Okay.
not. So the progress there was little slow. As far
Okay.
as eating was concerned, my child had major issues with food textures.
Ah. Okay.
And also sleeping routine was not perfect. He would wake
Yeah.
up 2 to 3 times at night, and it will be a toll on me. I slept like for 6 hours in 4 days.
Whoa.
I
Yeah.
was groggy, and my hormone levels were going everywhere. As a
Yes.
mother, other mothers would relate to it. As a woman, other women will relate to it.
Yeah.
So it was tough. But when he started going to school,
Mm-hmm.
that was a turning point, because
Okay.
I did a lot of groundwork regarding this school, which is specialized for autistic kids in Urdorf.
Ah. Okay. Hmm.
And it's sadly, it's the only school in the German canton right now.
Okay.
They have 28 students, I guess. They have 4 sections and 28 students.
Mm-hmm.
A child diagnosed with autism can stay there up to the age of 16.
Okay.
It depends on how much progress your child makes.
Okay.
I have seen 1 or 2 children from there go to ADHD schools, which is a one step further from
Okay.
autistic schools. And
Okay.
then from there, if they progress more, they go to a normal school with a caretaker.
Okay.
And Switzerland,
Yes.
being a small country, doesn't offer much, but then the kids are also not great in number.
Yes.
You have to see, how it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
It's not the UK or the US where people start comparing. Never compare, because
Yes.
I come from a country where you get nothing
Yeah.
from the government.
Yeah.
For me, the support that I've got in Switzerland, being such a small country, is quite good.
Yeah. Good.
And I would also like to inform parents, because it's the Autism Awareness Month, that 2 countries that excel
Mm-hmm.
in giving support to autistic kids is Canada and Australia.
Okay. Yeah.
Canada, there is a dog training institute again in Muttens, Basel, or Alstorf, Alschwil in Basel,
Okay.
where they not only train dogs to give to blind people,
Yeah.
but also the families with autistic kids get trained there with
Oh,
the dog, and
okay.
then they can adopt the dog,
Okay.
because the dogs are trained to calm autistic kids and be their play buddies,
Oh, nice.
and also provide security to the child. You can attach a kind of a sling around the waist of the child,
Okay.
attached to the dog, so autistic kids don't know boundaries.
Yeah.
So if they're crossing the road, my son also, I have to train him so much. Always when I'm moving on the road or using the public transport, they don't know.
Yeah.
So the dog will pull the child back.
Perfect.
It is,
Yeah.
they are amazing creatures. So
Okay.
they sense danger, and they're trained in such a way that they will try to protect the child as much as they can.
Now he goes to this specific school and he's just training in this school and he's.
That was the
Mhm.
turning point, like I told you. The
Yeah.
progress,
Yeah. Okay.
he's taken big steps in progress. Like
Perfect.
for 2.5, 3 years, he was struggling with food. I
Okay.
had to feed him breakfast, lunch, dinner for since he's born.
Yeah.
And I just stopped it like 3 months, 3 months ago, because the
Okay.
school called me and they said he's eating on his own.
Wow. Perfect.
because they were focusing on his eating patterns.
Okay.
So now he's become less averse to the kitchen. He's not using cutlery, he's using his hands, but he'll come
Okay.
slowly. And
Yeah.
one thing I want to tell the parents is be patient.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
put your expectations and time frame to it.
Yeah.
Just encourage, support your child, he'll do it. The milestones.
Yeah.
You just need to be aware of what he likes, what he wants to do. If he's showing an interest in picking up
Yeah.
things, just support and be in constant touch for knowledge exchange with the teachers in school,
Yeah.
because the teachers give Advay daily report. They write, because my child can't speak. So
Yeah.
whatever he does in the school, they write it and give it in his contact heft. That is the communication diary
But the idea. Yeah.
between us and the staff.
Okay.
And so we get a clear picture. The staff and us, we both work together,
Yeah.
and then this is how changes happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, autism doesn't have a cure yet. We are
Yeah.
hopeful maybe in the next 2 decades, 3 decades. I don't know how long will it take, but the scientists and the researchers are working on um, the genetic code, and to know why it happens and how it happens and all of that.
Yeah.
So I would just request the parents to be patient,
Patient. Yeah.
because that is the key.
Yeah. Now, we have spoken a little bit about your son and his therapy. I want to come to about the parents. What are the, I know you've been giving recommendations on how being patient with the child, being patient with everything, but I also wanted to know a little more about what the parents have to go through and how you have coped with that in terms of your support system. What kind of support system did you develop for yourself? And do you have any recommendations regarding that?
Okay. Well, it was very tough initially. You don't know where to connect. You feel out of place because there are other social groups that already exist around you and you're a part of
Yeah.
it. But then you don't connect with the parents anymore. The play dates are not fun for them or you at times, because
Mm.
not all people understand your problems.
Yeah.
And your son is not at the same level as other kids because he's different. Simple as
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So then you need to prioritize, where do you fit in? It
Mm.
is okay if you don't fit in your present social groups.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of support systems and support groups on social media,
Mm-hmm.
even through word of mouth, through your friends. You can connect to people who are facing a similar situation if they know of such a
Perfect.
person.
Yeah.
They have, see, mostly autism is common in boys and rare in girls.
Oh,
It is
okay.
scientifically proven.
Okay.
So mostly Advay did not have a problem. He had many boy as friends who were facing autism as well, and they would have play dates. And
Okay.
I smoothly transitioned from the previous social groups to this new support
Mm-hmm.
group
Okay.
with other mothers who would
Yeah.
listen to you, who would empathize with you, who would
Okay.
understand your situation. And no point wasting and feeling sorry or feeling bad about not being a part of the previous group, because it will not work for you.
Yeah.
And do what works for you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to feel bad about it. It's for the better for you and for your child.
That's true.
Yeah, so the transition should take place, and never ever be shy of reaching out. Just connect with social groups,
Yeah.
connect with them as women, as mothers
Yeah.
who would give their time and listen to you when you're feeling down and out.
Yeah.
And a great platform for knowledge exchange. You don't feel alone. You feel
Yeah.
like, no, there is a close knit community who's facing the same situation,
Yeah.
and it works like a healing process,
Yeah.
and then you feel that, oh, there is support for me and I'm not alone, because
Yeah.
you're away from family. Most of my friends are from India, they're away from family, so this becomes like a small family here.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
also I want to say, sometimes the government pays for it. Mostly you can go to private therapies.
Yeah.
If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling really off about taking care of your child
Right.
or your family life, there are couple counseling that happens. You
Okay.
have to pay. Sadly, the government doesn't cover it right now.
Okay.
And also private therapies. So just reach out. Just reach
Yeah.
out. Babysitter, when you need some time off for yourself,
Yeah.
there are trained babysitters for special needs. You can
Okay.
contact Stadt Zurich.
Okay.
On weekends or on weekdays for 2 hours, 3 hours, when you want some off time, they can come to you. You have to pay, um, I think, a subsidized amount. It's not free,
Okay.
but it is less than a private nanny. So you can avail all these things if at all you're feeling very, very stressed out about it.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
health is the most important thing. Other things
Exactly.
can wait, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And 2 3 hours that you save for yourself will help you grow with your child in the coming
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so true. Um, Thanks. Yeah, that was one of the things. And one last thing. Now we're talking about us as expats from India living here. Now, how I know it's been now probably a couple of years maybe since you went back to India, but how is it when you have to travel and go to the family? How is that situation with the rest of the family?
Okay. See, his cultural difference
Yeah,
that strikes you because you have a special needs child with you.
yeah.
So my family, honestly, my father has been the biggest support to me because he's a doctor.
Ah, okay.
He's a realist like me. My mother is very emotional. She's exactly the opposite. So it will not be my mother who will be my go-to person. It'll be my father.
Yeah.
So luckily, I've been brought up in a family of doctors.
Okay.
So he always used to guide me, and he was so practical and to the point. He would say, "Have no space for drama in your life. It will not help your child or you. And people who create drama around you when you come and meet family in India, cut them out. Just block the noise." And
Mm.
so he said, focus and try to make him, even if he's 60 to 70% independent
Mhm.
at the end of it all,
Mhm.
you have achieved
Mhm.
something in your life. Your child has achieved something in your life.
Yes.
So traveling was tough. 8 hours flight to India.
Yeah.
Advay being cranky at times, overwhelming for him
Yeah.
because of the noise, because of the duration, because of the odd atmosphere.
Yeah.
When he was smaller, it was tough. Now he's pretty much okay with short
Okay.
flights. I'm still not confident about 8 hour flights,
Okay.
but within Europe, he's okay.
Okay. That's good.
So I give him, there is this necklace called the Stimtastic. It's the Autism Awareness Month. So I would like people to know about this necklace. There's the stimtastic.com. It is an American website, but now you can get it on Amazon also.
Okay.
Where this is made of gumi. That's the elastic rubber kind of a necklace,
Okay.
especially for autistic children. If they're stressed out,
Mhm.
they do oral de-stress by biting into things,
Okay.
and which calms them down.
Okay.
So I always have that necklace around him while I'm traveling.
Ah. Okay.
So when he's stressed out, he will just pick it up and not look anywhere, block everything out, and just chew on it.
Okay.
And
That's
it'll
all.
take 15 minutes, 20 minutes, he'll be back to normal.
Perfect.
Or
Yeah.
engage him with sensory toys, small sensory travel toys.
Yeah.
That won't make your travel difficult. So my family support was there,
Mhm.
how much ever, in whatever capacity they could.
Yeah.
My dad kept a nanny for me in India. They are registered nannies. So I advise all the mothers or parents who go to India, have a
Okay.
registered nanny. It's
Okay.
cheap.
Okay.
Now, Fortis Hospital in Gurgaon. I don't know other cities. Bangalore is doing much more in autism. The
Okay.
headquarters for autism is in Bangalore, run by um, a lady, a PhD holder in autism. She's
Okay.
moved from US to India.
Okay.
And if people want to contact me, I can give the contact details. If they're
Okay.
traveling to India, if you are going in summer holidays for 2 months,
Yeah.
better invest your time in ABA therapy that happens in Fortis Hospital. It's nominal rate per hour is 350 rupees per hour.
Okay.
And even if your child goes 3 times or 4 times a week for two
Mhm.
hours, it's a gain for you.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, guys, we have to be honest. India is way behind.
Yeah.
And these autism practices, therapy centers, and all of that, and the awareness
Yeah.
it has sprung up in the last, say, 4 years.
Oh, okay.
And this Fortis ABA therapy is just 2 year old.
Oh, okay.
It's privatized now a bit, so the services are better, the facility is better.
Okay.
And earlier, it was all NGOs who had no help.
Yeah.
There were voluntary groups who were helping, so
Yeah, that's
the
true.
outreach was very limited.
That's true.
So now the social media is so active. 10 years ago, it was not that active. You have
Yeah.
more platforms now.
Yeah.
People are wanting to know more. They don't shy away. Parents, the new age parents don't want to shy away. They want to look for help.
Yeah.
Because India is still a stigma society. There are a lot of stigmas attached to special needs children.
Yeah.
So, but I'm seeing mothers breaking barriers, going out of the way, not bothered about what people have to say, and taking the help they need.
Yeah.
So that is my 2 cents on it.
Any final thoughts for uh, the parents? Um, I know you've already given a lot of advice, but any last parting thoughts?
Yes, only based on my experience in
Yeah.
these last 7 years of my child being born and now showing progress, which is a positive sign. Don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you feel the child is regressing,
Okay.
it might not be regression. It just might be his mechanism to kind of adapt to the new change after a
Okay.
few days. So he
Mm-hmm.
might go 2 steps back, but he might take 4 steps more in the coming days.
Mm. True.
And also, I would like to tell them that change is only possible if you decide to change mentally, physically, how you view this disability. It might not be a disability for your child. He thinks it's normal.
Yeah.
You don't think it's normal.
Yeah.
So you have to make this your new normal.
Yeah.
Change.
Yeah.
When you change, everything around you will change.
Yeah.
And don't give up. That's my last
Yeah.
message to everybody.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Vantika.